What's going on, guys? Chris Inman next. I'm here with my man Jim Marks. Jim, how are you, sir?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. Jim is a internet anthropologist.
I am.
Why do you have that job title?
You know, because my whole life has been born around studying what people do on the internet, when they get up, when they search the internet, when they check their email, what causes them to click, what causes them to convert. So it's really down to people's habits. You know, the internet's become a cultural phenomenon.
Right. So when you look at data, you don't think so much about data. You think about the human that created that data, their thought processes. Like you mentioned to me, like you'll go to Starbucks and just give somebody a $5 coffee to just play with your website and to watch them.
That's exactly right. We think more about the consumer and how they consume the data and what we can do. If we do A and B, how do we get C? And if we do an A and B in each and every time, do we get C?
Right. And if we don't, we need to make some changes.
Absolutely.
And what are some of the mistakes? Because you have an awesome company, virtualresults.net. Give him a plug. He just built a site for Sue Adler, a good friend of mine, Lori B. A lot of the top agents are taking on your site.
They are.
And I think it's because it converts.
Correct.
But I've noticed that it's not the standard headshot in the header, even though Sue and Lori are both quite lovely. But they don't have the big mega agent picture anymore. So why is that, and why do you force people not to do it?
Well, we don't force anything, but it's certainly best practice. Look, people don't search the internet for agents. We know what they search for. They search for properties and figure out what neighborhoods are about and what their houses are worth. So you got to give people what they want, and you can't make them think. So, you know, just like anything, if you show up to a Mexican restaurant and I give you an Italian menu, you're going to put the menu down. And the internet's not that different, right? If you want Mexican, we give you Mexican. So we figure out exactly what the consumers in your market want, and we give it to them just straight off the bat, no thinking. Do not make your consumers think.
Good. And then two last points here. One, when an agent comes to you, and you mentioned this to me prior, but what is usually the one thing they want to get out of their new site?
Well, they want conversion, right? And
they want leads.
That's what's happening right now. So ultimately, what they want leads, and leads come in a lot of different ways, right? They come in phone calls, they come in emails, and they come in what we just call self-identification, right? Somebody registers on your site. So you need to know how to invoke each and every one of those, what the value is, and how to drive traffic and make sure that you get that type of response. That's the internet anthropology.
Right. And then once you start getting that response, you just continue to tweak and adjust. And if the consumer behavior, like I saw some stuff where people aren't searching for homes anymore, they're searching for houses because there's less of an emotional tie to the home now that all the foreclosure stuff is. I mean, is that the stuff you're looking at?
Yeah, there are so many things like that, right? It's always wash, rinse, repeat. In everything we do, we create a beautiful thesis, we build the exact thing the way we want, and then we watch it and watch it and watch it with just granular analytics. And we watch it, we make a change, and we see, and it can be stuff as simple as the word referral. Well, I mean, we've learned that agents talk referral, consumers talk recommendation. I mean, a whole different thing. It's something as simple as, search the MLS, won't convert, find a home will.
Right.
So there's certain things that everybody can understand, and then clearly it gets way, way more complex from that.
I mean, I think it makes sense. I like using the offline analogies, And also another thing I think agents could learn is if you did have a restaurant and 8 out of every 10 people that came were asking for the same item to be added to the menu, it wouldn't take you very long to add that and order it with your next shipment of food. So I think what agents...
Or put it on the cover, right? Put it on the menu, hang it on the door outside.
Right. So like what I look at now is if the most common things people want to know are how's the market and what's my home worth, shouldn't those be on the cover of the menu?
They absolutely should.
Cool.
And they have to be there so that you understand they're there, what you're going to get when you click on them, and they have to be there in a way where you don't have to think about it. It has to be in a way that catches your attention, as quick as your attention span is, which I know in our case, very short.
Well, I think most web browsers, and it's getting shorter by the tweet, right?
Exactly right.
So thank you. We're going to link up to a couple of their sites below, SueAdler.com, LoriB.com. We'll link it up below. Take a look at what they're doing at Virtual Results, you guys. They're using WordPress, diverse solutions, Altos Research. Awesome option for your home on the web, or your hub as we call it. Thanks for spending some time with me.
Thanks for having me, man.
Good luck. Next, Chris signing off.